శ్రీ గురుభ్యో నమః. అందరికీ నమస్కారం. The topic which we are going to discuss in this video is how to face insults in life. When we are humiliated or insulted in any situation, if he is the other person who insulted us is very strong, we cannot react. We only suffer internally. We cannot even share with family members also. And suppose the insult is faced in social circles, we hesitate to move around in that circle any longer. And whenever such kind of people confront us, we feel very much low in esteem and try to avoid such people. In the process, we are subject to untold misery and suffering. Whenever any person insults us, we should observe with awareness the feeling which we are undergoing without any kind of hate towards the person who insulted us. When we undertake this process with full awareness and with the total intensity of suffering, of that pain, in that situation, instead of reacting, we can react very easily and we can pick up a quarrel and all that. But that is not going to solve your problem of facing the insults. Because when one person accuses or insults, we are seeing only that person, but we are not realizing that feeling of hurt or pain or suffering which we are undergoing from various situations has created a wound, and only the other person is only triggering that wound by adding another feather to it. So the feeling of that pain, the feeling of that hurt, the feeling of that insult, we have to face it with total intensity and awareness. When you face that without any anger towards the person who inflicted that insult, then something in you some kind of another feeling arises. In that feeling, you examine why this person has insulted me and what has caused hurt in me in that process. Suppose he has insulted for not doing a good work or for not obliging him or for so many reasons or because of jealousy, maybe for any reason. So when you examine that, you come to know and realize that he is speaking out of ignorance. Because what I mean to say, the reason on which he has insulted you may not be true in your sense, in your conviction. So, in that process, you absorb the insult or the pain or the suffering, treating other as ignorant or innocent or untrue. So, in this process, whatever the wound means the feeling of hurt, the feeling of that pain, the feeling of that suffering when somebody insults you can be overcome by that introspection or examination of the situation and the context. For example, a child comes and abuses you or insults you for not fulfilling his wish. So he is innocent. You know that. So you don't take it to the heart. Likewise, is a boss. He insulted you. When you don't react, when you examine carefully, you come to know and realize that it is his inefficiency or it is his inept handling of the circumstances for which instead of taking the responsibility on himself, he is getting satisfied by throwing the responsibility or blame on you by way of insult or humiliation. So, when you know that the truth is otherwise, with this awareness, you will be able to overcome that situation, that kind of humiliation, and also the feeling of the wound of hurt will also be transformed into the opposite, that is joy and bliss. The same energy which has created that suffering, when you undergo and face it with the total intensity, with this awareness, it becomes a joy, it becomes an ecstasy,